Okay, so I thought I would respond to comments on the videos that I commented on today just to give you my thought process and why I think the way I think, right?
Ripe
So
of out of
in
touch
this
corporate
video, no one wants to work anymore. I mean,
executives
I'll
hiring
put the
minimum
link in
wage
the
workers,
description
or
for
the
all
trust
these
fund baby who is
videos,
angry that their gym is busy in the middle of the day.
but and this is in no way like trying to shame people for having an opinion. That's not what this video is about. I just want to address the people's comments and kind of explain really what I'm thinking because I don't think a lot of YouTubers do this and it's fun to do. So first one is this one. The problems that the present economic and financial system have malfunction that's distributed hound. So you should be here. Yeah. The problem is that the present economic and financial system have malfunctions manifested in a chronic deficiency of consumer income. Yeah, why is that? Because we keep spending money we do not have. That is a government problem. That is not a consumer problem. And the solution is the flop soup policy. Okay, this is just known as social credit. Yes, exactly. We run off of a debt-based economy. That is the huge issue. That's the huge problem. When you run off of a debt-based economy, you run into problems like this, where people have to keep borrowing money that they don't have to make ends meet. Either A, because they're making stupid financial decisions like not selling their Mercedes Benz and going to Walmart, or B, they literally are living a bare minimum life and they can't make ends meet. But again, that's, in my opinion, a government problem. The government needs to stop overspending. They need to budget the money because the government is like a business, but they are never going to do that as long as they can tax the living crap out of people. Fact remains that many people take jobs not because they have truly made a rational decision, but that the wage is truly just or worth it for the work they are going to be expected to endure, but rather they make their employment decisions under duress. In other words, they have to take some jobs, some income in order to not starve, so people are willing to work for much lower wages if they would not. You're right. I'm sure that is with some people, but it's not the whole situation. But I do agree. I'm not disagreeing with this comment at all, but that's the problem is we're not looking at the whole picture. Why is it the way it is? We're just looking at this one issue. The whole picture is a better solution to figuring out how to improve people's lives than just, well, people are in debt. People can't afford things. This is the like why is the system the way it is? Why does everyone have to borrow money? Why can't anyone afford things? Why is the system like again, I've already said that, but that's what we truly have to think about. And the only way to truly give a solution is to present ideas. So the idea that I would say is if we could get all the corrupt people that are spending money that they shouldn't be spending, and we need to start getting out of debt and buying things that we can afford. And we need to bring back the gold standard so that money actually has value, that it is tied to something of value that is universally agreed upon that has value. Everyone believes gold is valuable. That's why everyone is investing in gold. That's why people are buying gold to beat inflation because gold has value. Everyone finds it valuable. But we aren't going to bring back the gold standard because that limits the government on how much money they can print. That's what you need to be thinking about, not this shit. The big picture. And I appreciate you for bringing this up, Distributors Town. I really do. And I'm not mad at you. I'm upset with the people in power that are abusing their power because we all know they are. But anyways, good video.
Day.
I'll put the link in the description if you want to watch how money works. It's a good video. Next one. This was my thoughts on PS5 Pro. I believe someone commented on it. Yes. It's a phenomenal upgrade for the PSVR 2, GTF 7, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, and so far, me, it's only getting better from here. You cannot see much of a difference in YouTube videos. See it in person, you'll be impressed. Again, my point of this video is the majority of gamers that are going to be buying the Pro don't care about the VR. They usually are just going to want a bump in graphics, or maybe they just want the best console because they have the money to blow. I just don't think it's a good marketing decision, in my opinion, to give you a little bit better of a processor, a little bit better of a bump, and then slap a $200 price increase. The only reason Sony is doing this is because they know they have a monopoly on the gaming market, and they know that they can get away with it. So they are doing it. If they didn't have a monopoly on the gaming market right now, they wouldn't be doing this crap. So it's up to consumers who buy these products to not let them do this and to not buy the console. I would really suggest buying the Slim and talking with your wallet, because that's all these corporations care about is money. They don't care about what you want. In my personal opinion, I think the Pro would be better off if they made a deal with AMD, which they already have a deal with AMD to build their chips, to have different tiers of chips that you could buy, just like a budget-friendly PC. They could have sold it for a $600 price tag, $50 above or $100 above retail, $650, and they could have included a base chip that had a little bit better clocking speeds and a little bit better graphical power. And then they could have done a mid tier, which is a $200 jump, so it goes from 650 to 750, which would have been the price of this. And they could have done a high tier that has a very high processor with more cores, more graphical processing powers, and it would have been very cool to be able to swap those processor chips out. Make it a modular console. That would be very cool. And I could see people jumping on that and getting into that because that would also incentivize Sony to just keep getting money instead of having to invest more money into a new console. They could just update the chip and keep the console relevant. And then after 10 years, just like a PC, they could go make a new console. But they're not going to do that because that cuts on their profits. But I still think that's a good idea, and it would be really cool if they did that. But they're probably not going to do that. But anyways, moving on. And that's in my channel, so feel free to watch that. I thought that was a great video. The tariffs. This is a big one that I need to get into. Start the Steel commented on my comment saying, again, this is why there's competition. You don't need to buy those foreign products. The point of a tariff is to sway you into buying American goods so we can keep money in our country, which is the point of a tariff, right? Ignoring the inevitable retaliatory tariffs raise costs of procurement for companies, meaning that U.S. produced goods will only experience. Okay, so if we drill in our own country and prices are lowered, this is why we don't drill in America, by the way. Countries depend on us to buy oil, to buy products from them because it boosts their economy. This is why we're buying from oil from Russia, from India, from all of these countries that have a lot of oil because we make deals with them. And it's not necessarily cheaper because you still have to pay the people to drill, mine the oil, get the oil. You still have to pay people to separate it, make it into something useful. You have to pay the people to ship it. Then you have to pay the tariff because you're damn right. They're going to tariff their own product. They're going to charge you a tariff just like we charge them a tariff. So why is it okay for these foreign companies and entities to tariff us and we can't tariff them? If you are tactful with tariffs, it's useful. But what these people are doing, and which is I don't agree with, the legal eagle, is they're not explaining how tariffs could be used to benefit the consumer. They're just going, oh, tariffs will raise prices for everyone because they're just going to pass the cost on consumer. While that is true, it's misleading. If you're tactful about specific tariffs and things you can do, people are generally going to be a-okay with maybe $1 to $2. They're thinking people. You need to think like the politicians think. This is a business. Businesses don't care about your feelings. If they can raise enough money with tariffs, they can, and if they also spend that money wisely, that's the other thing. That could also benefit the people and offset the cost of these said prices. If it was me, I would be using that money I'm getting from tariffs to offset costs of goods. Also, incentivizing businesses to bring jobs back to America, which if we have more production, inflation will fall because that's kind of really what our economy is running off of now is production. Since the money is not tied to anything, it's really based off of what you can produce. We need to produce more things. We hardly produce anything. This is one of the reasons, one of the many reasons, which I'm not going to go super in depth into the video, of why inflation is going up and why people are seeing this insane cost of living. But you cannot just say, "Oh, well, tariffs is the whole reason that people are suffering," because that's not true. This is misleading. If you want to have a discussion on this, I'm more than happy to have a discussion on you and talk about it and exchange ideas. But to say that that tariffs and everything about tariffs is evil and bad is just not true. You know, it's not. And I'm not going to sit here and let people mislead people. This election child, if I pay attention, doesn't mean others did. Are those all the? Oh no, I don't know. Do you know how many things only cheap because they're imported? The U.S. doesn't have manufacturing rate on. No one's paying workers $120 a month. You know, like no one is paying. And again, we're not looking at the bigger picture. Why is the cost of living so high in America? Why is labor cheap in other countries? If you want to be socialist, go for it. You can go live in those countries and go live dimes a day and live in a box. Go for it. I'm not stopping you. And I'm not ignoring the tariffs. But the thing that people aren't understanding is if consumers research things and look into what they're buying, they can find good deals and save money, but people don't want to do that. That's not companies don't care. They're going to raise the price, and if they do, don't buy the product. Go buy it somewhere else. Seriously, you have the choice. That's the whole point of a capitalist society is you have the choice to go buy a different product. If you truly think, but I honestly, if I think, and then here was my comment, right? Why wasn't this reported on as much as being reported on now? Interesting, don't you think? How come this wasn't being reported on with other people in office? How come we're not asking questions of why our labor shot up so much? Why are we not talking about that? Why is it so expensive for labor in the economy? No one wants to talk about that. They just want to talk about what's going on here. Great, you want to talk about here? Let's talk about other things related to that. Why did jobs leave the US? Well, it's because of globalization. Because someone somewhere else could do it cheaper, right? So you need to find a way to incentivize the companies to bring back jobs. And what Trump did in the past, and what I think he's going to do now because it worked, is he said, hey, if you bring your jobs back here, we'll give you tax cuts, we'll give you tax breaks. So you're going to save all that money bringing the jobs back here versus paying taxes in another country. That's another thing they're not talking about. Why aren't they talking about that? That's what I'm trying to tell people. Think broader. You need to think more broad than just the situation here. It's really important. And I'm not the smartest cookie in the world, but I like to think that I would like to believe I'm helping people, so I hope this video is helping you. But I just do not agree with that, and I really think that if you're going to talk about tariffs, you need to talk about the broad, big, huge scope of tariffs, not just tariff bad, raise price, be angry. It's just not a good look for you. Just in my opinion, that's to me, it doesn't make you look very credible. You need to have if I'm presenting an idea, I would like to present both sides and then go, look, that's what I think. It's you should decide. You're the person that can make the smart decision. Don't take my word for it. Do your research. Look into what a tariff is. We have the web for a reason. What are the pros and the cons of tariffs? Can you negotiate? And you can. They're not just sitting here going, well, we're just going to impose taxes on you, on foreign entity that makes cups super cheap. And they're like, okay, we're just going to raise prices. They're going, hey, tell you what, we're gonna raise a tariff on this. We need you to stay competitive. If you raise prices, we won't do business with you anymore. That can sway a lot of countries to just eat it and just not do it because they need our business. A lot of countries really depend on our consumerism to thrive. Like if you don't believe me, go do the research. I'm just telling you, like a lot of countries really rely on us. China relies on America a lot. Russia relies on America a lot. Europe relies on America a lot. But it's not just our country, right? It's not just us. They do deals with all sorts of countries. Like this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is, to me, in my opinion, without being disrespectful towards Legal Eagle and any other channel, I just think it's misleading, and I don't agree with it. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, I just wanted to explain with that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to put the links for all these videos in the description so you guys can just click on them, watch them. They're very informative, but I would highly encourage you not to take everything you read or see at face value and question everything and have conversations about it, because in my opinion, that is how we grow as a society. That's how we keep our minds open to change, and that's how we can truly, in again, my opinion, be better as a society. So thank you for watching. Peace.